You're watching Ticket TV. Like, share, and subscribe on your way in.
All right, you guys. So hopefully you guys get the notification as y'all come in, man. Salute to everybody, man. I appreciate all of you guys that constantly support the channel, man. Belinda, I appreciate you. And also, Sharice, salute to you. You came through a $150 donation. Appreciate you for that in the PayPal. Salute to you, my sister. Um, let's get to this video. I want to talk about the situation with Sean Diddy Combs, man. Man, bro, this right here is crazy. It's sickening. As there is a man who has come forward in an amended actual complaint, and now he is basically alleging that after a video shoot, he was sexually assaulted, and uh, well, there was a certain three-letter, uh, you know, he's involved. Now, I want to get into what this guy actually stated because it's man, bro, this is some of the most unbelievable stuff I've read. I think, man, and it's absolutely disgusting. But anyways, he's holding Diddy accountable for this. Now, apparently, he says that while working uh, as an intern for Bad Boy, so he was a Bad Boy intern. He said working as an intern for Bad Boy Records, he claims that he attended an after party that was hosted by Diddy. Now he claims after filming a music video. So he said there was an after party after a music video that he claims that Diddy had filmed. He was an intern for Bad Boy Records. He says that at the after party that he was drugged and then sexually assaulted. Now shortly thereafter, he said that he learned that he had contracted HIV. Wee! If you catch what I mean. He claims that he contracted a three-letter word. Now, he says that this case seeks compensatory and punitive damages for that sexual assault. He says the conduct described herein is shockingly typical of how defendant Sean Combs conducted himself for many years. Now, he says many individuals and entities facilitated and participated in this abhorrent conduct. Now, Sean Combs, Diddy, he says, believed he was above the law and that he could do whatever he wanted with impunity. He says he is not above the law and he cannot do whatever he wants to do. He says for decades, Sean Diddy Combs abused, molested, R-worded, assaulted, threatened, and coerced men, women, minors, and others for sexual gratification to assert dominance and to conceal his abhorrent conduct. He says that he accomplished these acts by and through a criminal enterprise built on his success as a rapper. Y'all hit the like button as y'all come on in here and share the video, subscribe to the channel. Uh, Record producer and record executive. He says Diddy is one of the wealthiest musical artists in the world. He says behind the facade of being a three-time Grammy Award winner, discovering and developing multiple famous musical artists, and ranking on Forbes' list of the highest paid entertainers in the world, there exists something sinister, a dark underbelly of crime, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and prostitution. He says Diddy is a menace to society, women, and children. He says while his wealth has kept him above the consequences for years, he says Diddy is now incarcerated following his conviction for sex-based crimes. He says that Diddy's business enterprise is central to the pervasive acts of sexual assault and abuse committed by him during the last decades. He says Diddy operated his business, headquartered at various times in Manhattan and Los Angeles under a variety of United States-based corporate entities, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Books Holdings, Inc., Bad Boy Records, Bad Boy Entertainment LLC, Bad Boy Productions LLC, Daddy's House Recording Studio Inc., and CEOPCO LLC, Combs Global, Combs Enterprises LLC, Combs Enterprises and Combs Global, collectively the Combs businesses, corporate entities, and the Combs business portfolio, including record labels, a recording studio, apparel line, alcohol, spirits promoting business, a marketing agent, see talent discovery, a television network, and media company. He goes on to allege that on the surface, each of these businesses served as a legitimate purpose related to entertainment, music, and other subjects. But in reality, Diddy, by and through himself and his agents, employees, and contractors, used these businesses to sexually assault, abuse, threaten, and coerce hundreds of individuals through sexual quid pro quo schemes, as well as to take advantage of individuals with impunity, thinking that victims would never seek recourse. Diddy and his agents, employees, and contractors through these Combs businesses would tell victims, and I quote, "This is what it takes to be famous," end quote. "What are you willing to do to become a star?" End quote. "Perform this sexual act or else," end quote. To coerce a victim into performing a non consensual sexual act for the gratification of Diddy and his cohorts or cohorts. Members and associates of Diddy's business engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other activities, sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for the purposes of prostitution, coercion, and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, obstruction of justice. He goes on to say that Diddy's businesses constituted an ongoing organization whose members function as a continuing unit for a common purpose of achieving the objectives of Diddy. He goes on to say that Diddy, for years, in his businesses, engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse towards women, men, and minors. The abuse was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. As a part of his pattern of abuse, Diddy manipulated both men and women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with both commercial sex workers and unsuspected partygoers. In some cases, these were individuals who were contractors or vendors. In other cases, they were random individuals pulled from a hotel lobby, a show, or off the street. He says that Diddy ensured participation from these individuals by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them without their knowledge, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation and violence and illicit drugs. He also claims that Diddy, while celebrated for his business acumen and influence in the entertainment world, has often been described in a more troubling light as powerful, manipulative, and problematic. His aggressive tactics, both in business and personal dealings, have drawn criticism, with many viewing him as someone who leverages his power to intimidate and control. The darker side of Combs' persona has been underscored by the numerous lawsuits and allegations that have surfaced over the years. Despite his undeniable success and rise to the top, is marred by reputation for being ruthless and manipulative, using his influence in ways that have left a trail of legal and personal controversies, including, but not limited to, the nightclub shooting incidents in 1999, where Combs was involved in a high profile case related to nightclub shooting in New York involving his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and rapper Shine. Diddy was acquitted on all charges, though the case remains a significant legal event in his career. Multiple assault allegations. Diddy has faced several lawsuits related to alleged physical assaults, many of which have been settled out of court. Business disputes. Diddy has been involved in various business legal related legal conflicts, particularly surrounding his Sean John clothing line and other ventures. These disputes often involve contractual disagreements and trademark claims, and claims by Cassie Ventura, Combs' former girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, filed a lawsuit accusing him of years of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse during their relationship. Cassie alleged repeated instances of assault, coerced sexual acts, and drug use, all contributing to an environment of fear and manipulation. Diddy particularly fancied the use of popular date R word, and I can't pronounce the name of this drug because of YouTube, or GHB, I can do that one, to commit heinous non consensual acts of sexual violence and R word onto countless victims. Diddy would often secretly use drug and alcoholic beverages served at his parties, typically champagne or lemon drops. Partygoers were forced to consume the alcoholic beverage containing GHB either prior to entering or while at Combs' party. There are also allegations of Combs dousing victims in lotion or similar body oils, also laced with GHB, so that the drug would absorb through the victim's skin and make it easier to assault him or her. Further, it is well known that Diddy had a practice of lacing water bottles with other substances such as Xanax and distributing to them at his parties. Diddy's recurrent and pervasive physical abuse took place for multiple decades. His tendencies of violence and sexual assault were no doubt well known amongst his colleagues, employees, agents, and businesses. On numerous occasions, from at least on or about 1996 and continuing years, Diddy assaulted women and men by striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. Diddy also assaulted children, both physically and sexually. In 1996, Diddy was found guilty of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer in New York from the New York Post with a gun. In 1999, he was arrested and charged with second-degree assault and criminal mischief in connection with assaulting a record executive. Combs was arrested again in the same year for his involvement in the shooting in a nightclub in New York. Another instance of violence occurred at LA Hotel in or about March 2016, which was captured on video and later reported, where Diddy kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a woman as she was attempting to leave her hotel room or his hotel room. When the hotel security staff intervened, Diddy attempted to bribe the staff member to ensure the silence. In the past year, numerous civil complaints have been filed by plaintiffs who allege that they have been sexually abused by Diddy between 1991 and 2009. In November 2023, three lawsuits were filed against Diddy under the New York Adult Survivors Act. Cassie Ventura and artist signed a Bad Boy Records sued Diddy in New York for all word and physical abuse. She alleged that Combs facilitated these acts by and through supplying her with copious amounts of drug and urging her to take them beginning in 2006. So let's get to the actual allegations because the allegations are just diabolical, right? So basically, this is what he's saying, right? Happened. And y'all might want to close y'all ears, man. If you got youth around, I'm just gonna tell you right now. If you have youth around, yeah, go ahead and get them out the way. That you don't want them around for this. You definitely don't want them around for this one. All right? I'm going to give y'all a second to get y'all youth around. Y'all smash the like button as y'all come in and share the video. A lot of y'all have not been getting notifications, right? Well, make sure y'all smash the like button, share the video. Because when I get to these allegations right here, man, good God. And remember, this is a man. So this is a man making these allegations. Now, Diddy has already admitted in another case with Jonathan Hay that everything was consensual. Jonathan Hay says that he was R-worded. Diddy says that that's not true, that it was consensual. Jonathan Hay says that Diddy forced his beefcake in his mouth and made him, you know, do what it do with that mouth. And he says that he was forced to do that. And Diddy says that it was in his filing, Diddy said that it was all consensual. And he says that when the man says that he kidnapped him, he didn't kidnap him. He said if he was held, it was a citizen's arrest. And that they did no wrong to that man. That was what Diddy said in the instance of Jonathan uh Hay, right? So we have to remember that, right? I think everybody needs to understand that. So now let's get to the allegations. Again, if you guys don't want to hear this, if you have kids around, put them away right now, man, because they don't need to hear this right here. All right? Straight up, bro. All right? All right, so let's get to it. So the plaintiff, who is from Los Angeles, is now a successful professional working in the banking industry. While the plaintiff was in college, though he dreamed of a career in the entertainment industry, in pursuit of this dream, he would often intern, usually without pay, for a variety of public relations firms as well as companies in the music industry assisting with the production of music videos. In late 2014, the plaintiff was contacted by an individual he had previously interned with. This person informed him of an opportunity for an unpaid intern to assist with the production of a music video for an artist that was signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records music label. The plaintiff jumped at the opportunity to work with a mogul like Diddy. The plaintiff drove himself to the video shoot, which was located at a house on Valle Verde area near Los Angeles. Defendant Combs, Diddy, was at the shoot, which the plaintiff found exciting. The music video shoot itself, otherwise, was relatively uneventful, and the plaintiff assisted various individuals with miscellaneous tasks as was necessary. Once the shoot wound down, word of the after party started circulating. The plaintiff remained for this after party. Diddy remained at and hosted the after party and spoke several times with the plaintiff. After the after party, alcohol, coke, weed, and other narcotics were abundantly supplied. There was an open bar staffed by bartenders and waiters attending to guests. The plaintiff did not consume any of the drugs that was offered, sticking to the alcoholic beverages that were provided by the staff. After consuming between 2 and 3 drinks, the plaintiff began to feel off. He was experienced with alcohol and knew that his state of mind was not normal for someone who had only consumed 2 to 3 alcoholic beverages. However, the plaintiff dismissed his feelings of unease, chalking it up to not eating much that day. But the plaintiff became increasingly intoxicated, nearing the point of a blackout. At some point, he became aware of a room at the party where the individuals were engaging in sex acts. In a haze, he was led to that room. Unable to resist due to the effects of the drinks, which on the information and belief had been spiked with drug, the plaintiff was led to a bed or a couch of some sort. His next memory was of being penetrated in the booty by an unknown individual alleged to be individual Doe number 1. As the sexual assault of the plaintiff continued, the plaintiff felt, in fact, that he was powerless to stop it due to the effects of the substances that was put in his drink, which overtaken him and impaired his ability to move or think. Ultimately, the plaintiff blacked out due to a combination of the substances and the trauma of the events. The plaintiff regained his senses to the best of his recollection around 4 or 5 o'clock a.m. He attempted to gather himself, going to the restroom to regain his composure. While in the restroom, he noticed significant blood coming from his booty. He quickly left the house where the party was still going on. He got into his car and drive home. The next day, he went to the clinic to get tested for STD due to the sexual assault. This test that he took the very next day showed that he had no sexually transmitted infections or diseases. However, a few months later, he went to get tested again. That test indicated that he was positive for HIV, a result that does not show up immediately upon infection. The plaintiff had been treated for this ever since and still battles the virus today. As a direct result of the traumatic events at Diddy's Bad Boy Records after party, the plaintiff contracted HIV, a disease that he will have to live with for the remainder of his life. In addition, the plaintiff has suffered severe emotional and psychological trauma and other damages as described herein. Ladies and gentlemen, he apparently has the evidence of the test that he went and took, the 2 tests. The first test he took the very next day, it didn't immediately come up, but he says that that certain disease, it doesn't automatically just come up in the test. It like takes a little while to come up. So he claims that when he went back to get tested again, I guess he was feeling away. That's when it came up in the test, and he has the actual results. So now, you know what I'm saying, he want to smoke with Diddy, man. This is a diabolical work, man. Diabolical work, man. And here's the thing: he was a Bad Boy intern. So he was an intern over at Bad Boy. Now I don't know whose music shoot he was at. And here's the thing: depending on whose music shoot he was at, they might try to subpoena the people who was at that music video. Because he said he was working in that music video. So he knew the people that brought him over there, and he knew the people that was involved in the shoot, or he knows who they were. So he might have those people deposed in a court by under the penalty of perjury by a lawyer, right? To get their statements and witness statements to, you know, what they saw, what he may have seen at that party. Bro, it's diabolical work if this is true. Now, Diddy's team has denied all allegations against them from all individuals. They have said that everybody is lying, nobody's telling the truth, and that they're all capped. You know what I'm saying? That is the general statement that Diddy's team has put out, that all these people are lying. None of them are telling the truth, and that it's all capped, and they're all just trying to smear Diddy's name, right? And so this guy, he's come forward now saying that he got the big one, y'all. And that's his claims, man. And that's just nasty, man. He said he ran up out of that situation with stuff coming out his booty. That's just, like I said before, man, that's absolutely disgusting. I wanted to throw up when I first read that, man. You know what I mean? Just God, dog, man. Man, bro, like I said, we in an era, man. We in a lifetime. We in a day. None. Like I said, nothing surprised. Like you said in the comment section, man. Nothing surprised me no more, man. But it's sad. If this is true, it's sad, man. That the brother got to live with that for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? Not only getting your cakes taken, but having that for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Now I wonder if he got a DNA test. Because to see if there was any DNA inside of him. I don't know if he did that or not. That's just nasty, man. Like if a dude or somebody left DNA, because obviously he's saying it was unprotected, and so that's just, like I said, man. It's just diabolical work, man. You know what I mean? And this is the reason why, like, I speak out against stuff like this, man, because it's just disgusting, man. You know what I mean? It's just disgusting, man. And a lot of stuff, we already know, man. What happens in the dark gonna come to the light. So a lot of this stuff that we see, everybody pretty much know what time it is, man. Behind the scenes and stuff like that. But again, Diddy is innocent unless proven guilty. He's already, said that everybody that comes with any allegation is lying. So it's on y'all to believe, really. Who y'all believe? Do y'all believe them or that? To the person who said the hospital the next day, he went to the hospital that day, but you gotta think he woke up and went to the hospital to get tested. So he said when he left out, to the dude who said in the comments, I just saw your comment, he said that he got up around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. They were still partying. So he left out, went home, and that's when he got tested. So they had to video shoot one day. And then he says he got all worded that same night at the party. And then 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, he got to his senses to get the hell up out of there. And then that's when he went and got tested. And then he said the first test came up, they didn't find anything, but he says that with that disease, it don't come immediately. And so when he went back to get tested, now again, Diddy's team could try to argue, well, hey, was he with somebody else in between this time? There are different things that Diddy's team can argue, can try to put out there, you know what I'm saying? But he got so many allegations, bro. It's crazy how many allegations that man got against him, bro. It's like, damn, y'all got to remember, a lot of this stuff, none of these cases went to court yet. So a lot of these cases are still lined up. They going to court. So Diddy gonna be in court a lot. Think about what I'm saying to y'all, bro. Based off a lot of these cases alone, a lot of these cases is just in wait. They getting dates. So they're in the motions right now. See what I'm saying? So a lot of these cases, this man may have almost, when everybody thought the situation with Diddy is over with, man, this nigga might have 20 more court. He might have 20 more court cases to fight. Just off the civil side. You know what I mean? So he might be in court a whole lot more, battling all different types of allegations. So, like I said, man, it's just diabolical work. And to me, if that's true and that happens to that dude, that should be classified as a hate crime too, especially if you knew. You know what I'm saying? Like if you knew you had that and you did that to somebody else, that's a hate crime in my opinion. You know what I mean? That's a hate crime. But y'all let me know what y'all feel on this. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button, share the video, and hype this video. And make sure y'all follow me on Kick. I'm gonna put a link to my Kick in the description box and in the top of the chat. My Kick, we're gonna be live streaming on Kick all the time too. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. Y'all subscribe. Y'all haven't been getting notifications on this channel. Y'all make sure y'all hit the notification bell and come check out the videos. I don't stop making videos. So even if y'all don't get the notifications, y'all know I don't drop content. So you can come look at the regular videos or the live streams. Y'all know I'm dropping content. So like I said, a lot of y'all not getting notifications. I'm going to be back in here in a couple of hours. So about 3 hours, look for me to come back in here. If you don't see the notification, just pull back up in here. I'll be in here. All right? So salute to everybody. Much love to y'all, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. In the description. Y'all let me know what y'all feel.
Hey, we always appreciate the support, and if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.